Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, for Valentine's, we are covering the Addams Family, the one that came out in 1991.
I had to.
But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So today, I am drinking the Brutality's Night of the Living Red Apple. It's got red rooibos, apple pieces, cinnamon bark, apple cinnamon, and caramel flavors.
And I am drinking another Brutality's tea, The Walking Ginger Dead. It's got black tea, rooibos tea, cinnamon bark, orange peels, ginger root, cloves, cardamom, natural gingerbread, and vanilla flavors.
And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. And since we have a decent camera now, you can maybe see our podcast mugs. So the Please Don't Kill Me mug.
And tea first, this one's still a little difficult to read just because it's so small on there on the front. But tea first, then screams.
So, yay.
Always nice. With our little blood stains and flowers.
Yes. Yep. So for the summary. So,
I mean, this is one of the quintessential Addams Family movies.
yeah, someone poses as Gomez's long-lost brother, Fester.
In order to gain access to their family vault.
Yes. And that's the shenanigans. That's all you need to know.
Turns out it's actually Fester, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Okay.
It was.
Whenever
it was
watching...
legitimately Fester, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why he didn't know was because he had amnesia, because he was actually found in the tuna nets or whatever. Okay.
That's why they explained at the end.
Yeah. Well, it's like I watched it at the end, but I don't know. Somehow in my head
there was a disconnect.
I was like, well, maybe they're just saying that because they're accepting him into their... I don't know.
No, they said he really did get kind of lost in the Bermuda Triangle, but he was found in a tuna net.
Yeah.
And he had amnesia from all of the storms and shit and the trauma. So,
okay.
But the woman just was like, you know what? I can use this to my advantage. Because she was a loan shark lady and pulling a whole bunch of different scams. And he was basically muscle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they didn't look related at all.
Oh, no. Nope. No, not even remotely.
Nope. Yep. But. So for entertainment, I will say, just for full transparency, because this might hurt a few people. I did watch the Addams Family growing up, but I wouldn't consider it nostalgic. The Addams Family, actually, whenever I was introduced to it, was during a time in my life where I was a very fearful child. And they honestly kind of freaked me out a little bit.
You were a very sensitive child.
Yeah, like I liked Morticia and Gomez.
Oh, they are 100% couples goals. There's a reason we put them on this week.
But like all of them, all of the rest of the family, like especially like Hand or whatever, like that thing, yeah, thing,
non-believer.
Yeah, but I will say, now that I'm rewatching it, not from a fearful point of view, I do find it really funny because it's like really the whole joke is that they're just so opposite from the typical American. Is like things that we would consider like not obscene, but bad. Like yeah, like crazy or dangerous or whatever. They're like, yeah, this
criminally psychotic.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is fine.
This is normal.
So I give it a 7.5. So it's like I do like what they were doing and what they're trying to come across, but it's not my complete cup of tea. I don't know how to explain it. I just like, compared to other movies that I watched, I've seen better movies, but because I was kind of thinking, I don't know why I wanted to compare it to Casper, but I will say this is way better than the Casper movie.
Oh, yeah.
Way better. Way better. But I will...
Still had Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I thought of it. But it's like, I really like... I'm terrible with actor and actresses' names, but I really like the people that played Morticia and Gomez.
Yes.
They had really great chemistry.
So good.
And Wednesday, I really did enjoy too. And then the Frankenstein
Lurch.
I did like him. I feel like
just hurting my heart over and over here.
Sorry. I feel like Pugsley.
He was the least strong character to me.
Yeah, they didn't really give him a whole lot of personality. Mm-hmm. And then plus, like, I don't know if it was the actor or the makeup or what, but whatever choice they made with his character just did not... I don't know, he just seemed kind of like an odd one out in a way.
A little. I feel like he just wasn't as strong of a character.
Yeah.
Or
he's forgettable.
Or I don't want to really blame the actor, but it could possibly be that he just didn't...
Or the director.
Yeah, didn't step into the role as much as... like, because I feel like Gomez, Morticia, and Wednesday really just stole the spotlight.
Right, and I feel like...
Apart from Fester, of course.
Really the only way that you remember Pugsley is like Wednesday needed somebody to bully and fight with. And
she needed someone for her experiments.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to tell Gomez and Morticia that he hadn't seen her since before the Mamushka.
Yeah. Well, and, but I did like watching normal characters interact with the Addams family. Especially, like, the one lady or whatever that falls in love with,
Cousin It.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you mess that one up.
I'll tell you after what I was going to say. I don't know.
Gonna need to wait until I finish my tea, please.
But yeah, it's like, I like the idea of the Addams family, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Just like, and I've seen versions of the Addams family that I did really like. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, so I won't.
I will 100% admit that a lot of this is nostalgia glasses. But I absolutely adore these movies. This one and Addams Family Values. I love to watch them together. These are the quintessential Addams Family movies to me, and you will not change my mind. I rate this one an 8.5. The other one I would actually rate a little bit higher. Just because I tend to prefer that one just a tad bit more. But I adore these movies. The actors did a phenomenal job with it. I do definitely tend to prefer the grandmother from the second movie instead of the one that did this one, but she did do a good job. Yeah, they did. And it's definitely noticeable. But I'm sure it's been a minute since you've seen the other one too. So
yeah, the second one I've seen like once, I think.
Oh, you poor soul.
Hey, this one I've only seen like once or twice before this. Like I said, it's not nostalgic for me. I didn't really grow up, and I wasn't really... I liked the Addams Family, but I wasn't like a huge fan of them, because it was the thing. It's like, I don't know... Like I said, it was during a time where I was very fearful, and it scared me a little bit. Like,
poor sweet summer child.
I like how naive they were and how weird they were, but there were aspects of it that were too freaky for me, and I was like, eh.
I adored all of these characters in both of these movies. I love them. Morticia and Gomez are couples goals, 100%. They had great chemistry, these actors. They did so well. And even though realism kind of gets thrown out the window for these movies, to be fair, they're Addams Family movies. There's not much realism. It's still so fun, and you can still glean different aspects of their relationships that are great to take away from it. I love how supportive the parents are of their children, even when they're doing things that could potentially harm the other child.
That's a part of a lot of the jokes, too.
They don't seem to be too concerned because they're Addamses and they know they'll be fine. It's fine. They got this. They'll both come out okay. But they support their endeavors. They cheer with such enthusiasm after their scene on stage.
And then the blood spewing everywhere. Oh my god.
Fester helped them with the effects, quote unquote, for their scene. It's fantastic. I love all of the audience members' faces.
Yeah, like the amount of blood and just how it sprayed, like the projectile.
Shell shocked in the first couple of rows. Drenched.
And they're like blinking, like, oh, there's blood in my eye.
Or not blinking at all and just like in shock. And it's just absolutely fantastic, and I love it so much.
That was a really funny scene. Like, I do like the way that they do the jokes around the Addams family.
Yes.
Like, that's... Yeah.
I love how accepting they are of everyone else.
Yeah. Like, even though they are, like, the complete opposite of them, they're like, they don't care. They're just like...
They're so welcoming to everyone. The lawyer's wife who ends up falling in love with Cousin It and marrying Cousin It, Morticia's like, I wish you would come to the seance. Like, she's trying to bring her in. She helps her with the charity auction. Yeah. They talk. They meet up at the school because she's got a kid, too, that's about the same age as Wednesday and Pugsley. So she's very much, like, involved with other people.
It's like they're weird people, but they're good people.
Yes. And I love how Morticia also defends Wednesday at the school when the teacher's like, I have a concern about this. And she's like, have you talked to these other kids' parents about their role models? And she's like, this is one of our family members. This is who she looks up to. And she's like, but we have talked and we have agreed not until after college. You can do whatever you want after school. That's fantastic, and I love it. So it's wonderful how accepting and open they are. It's nice. I love it. And it's just fun. The comedy is just fun. There. Yeah. A lot of it is slapstick, but there are just some comments here and there that you're just like, wow. Yeah. Like I said,
the whole comedy is about them being so opposite than what you'd expect. Yeah. Like the whole Wednesday with the knife or whatever, and she's like, "Is that for your brother?"
And then, I don't think so.
And then hands are a bigger one. Yeah. It's like, that is a great setup for a joke.
It really is. Because you think at first, oh, good, she's going to save her son. Oh, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's what makes the Addams Family so great as a comedy, is they're already set up to, like, be different than your expectations.
And there's so many little tidbits and like in the trivia and everything. I looked it up because I was curious when they get kicked out of the house And Morticia actually goes into the workforce and she tells a story of Hansel and Gretel to the kids. I'm like, those tears from the kids looked genuine. And I looked it up. They are genuine. And they did it because the filmmakers told the kids that after filming, they were all going to get measles vaccinations. So they played on their fear of needles. That part made me kind of sad. It was effective.
Can you do that nowadays?
I don't think so. It was effective. But really, guys, come on. I guess if you need a bunch of kids to cry, that's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
But brutal, man.
Oh, man. But, yeah. Oh, and it's like, I do find it interesting or a fun, like, wrap up at the end that Fester ends up actually being.
The real Fester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
I just love Morticia and Gomez.
Yeah, I like when she's, like, captured and, like, being tortured or whatever, and then he comes and they're just, like, all over each other, and everyone else is, like,
leather straps.
Room or something? Yeah.
Red hot pokers. Later, my dearest.
Yeah.
Or how long has it been since we danced? Oh, hours. Goals.
So for realism,
there's not much. They have books
I give it a 1, I guess.
I mean, they have books that create hurricanes,
which is freaking awesome.
Yes, it is. Or a rug that can actually bite you, and a gate that tries to get you too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they have plants that move on their own.
And it's like...
all of it's so freaking cool, though.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, it's like the family also is, like, extra... Well, especially Gomez is, like, extra naive, but at the same time, it, like, plays into... But he's not completely naive.
What's funny is I feel like he's not actually naive. Like, the lawyer thinks they're morons, but I feel like he knew that the guy was trying to con him.
After a while, but I feel like it kind of took him a while, at least to visibly show that.
A little bit, but at the same time, like, I feel like he was just kind of accepting of it because his family is full of con man people, like murderers, thieves, like that's kind of their bread and butter. That's kind of who their family are. So he's just like, good on you, man. He's like, that's fine, but it's new business and we can't do that till next quarter. But also, if that was also just a stall tactic, then he could have used that because, like, he'll figure out a different way. He doesn't necessarily need to get the money from me.
Yeah.
It was a way to kind of circumvent him.
Yeah.
But they're not as naive or stupid as a lot of people keep saying they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I did still see some naivety only because they're just so different than other people. Mm-hmm. So it's more like in the realm of that.
A little bit.
Like not really understanding what regular people do.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's a part of the fun, though.
It really is.
Because it's like, they're saying really weird shit, but it's like an everyday thing to them. It's completely normal, and it's what they're used to. Yes. And you're like, what the fuck?
At times, honestly, most of the time, I'm like, this is awesome. Why not? Sure, let's do it. I want to fence with somebody just randomly. That's how you start out the meeting? Hell yeah. And then you talk about boring money stuff. Sure.
Way to break the ice?
Yeah. Absolutely. Have you been practicing? Your lunge. Very well. You're very good, but your riposte, tad rusty.
Yeah. My goodness.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I give it a 1 as well, honestly, just because, the gate and the plants and the rug and the books. Everything else, for the most part, was fairly believable. I had concerns as to how Pugsley didn't die apart from plot armor, but, I did also question how the judge was at everything, and including the play, because he was one of the ones in the front row. He was in like the first or second row, and he was also the one that took care of the auction.
Yeah, he wasn't. He must have had a small cast.
I guess so, but he was the same dude, and I feel like it would have been a conflict of interest for him to be the presiding judge over the case.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was biased towards him.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure how that would have actually worked, but it's an Addams Family movie, so, Do-do-do-do. I love these movies. You can't change my mind. I refuse.
Not trying to change your mind.
Oh, you can. I'm telling them.
But like overall, I do. It's a fun movie, and I think it is worth a watch. One thing I didn't mention, I don't know if you. I feel like the effects are still hold up pretty well,
and
like,
they use more practical effects for the most part, apart from the odd, like the hurricane scene.
Yeah. Well, and then like with Thing, it's like there are like I saw like 1 or 2 parts where it looks like the green screen or whatever was kind of cut out or weird. But I did find like I don't know if you saw, but while the hand is like on the table, you could obviously tell that's just
yes.
But no, I feel like the effects for the most part hold up decently well for the age of the movie now.
They do, for sure. It has aged fairly well.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like aside from the effect, it's like every part else of it is fairly timeless.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely
I think it's really mostly Thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even that's not terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, it's like I definitely, if you haven't watched the movie before, I think it is worth a watch.
Where have you been?
I think it is worth a watch. It's definitely got different personality and character than the newer Addams Family. I watched the newer ones, and I do like them, but they do feel more. I don't know if stale is the word, but they don't feel as colorful as characters.
It's not the same.
I do find it cool that they made Wednesday's pigtails like
nooses.
Yes. That was a really cool idea.
Yes.
But we're not talking about that movie. Anyway.
Not this time.
Not this time.
And probably not next time.
Or ever. No.
Later.
But thank you. Or did you want to give your thoughts on the movie?
It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, what the hell are you doing?
Well,
those are my thoughts.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and a PayPal available. And all of those sites, again, are mentioned in the link below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye!